Hello everyone, welcome to Semi Homesteading with Abby. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this week's video. We have some big news. As you can tell from the title, I quit my job. I am now a stay-at-home mom. This is the best move for me. I am very confident. I'm so excited. I turned in my badge and my computer and everything yesterday, so I'm officially done. Today is the first day that I do not have to juggle both responsibilities of having a baby and also having a job. So that being said, I wanted to make a little video just explaining and answering some of the questions that I typically get or I've seen online about becoming a stay-at-home mom, how I knew this was the right step, how we financially knew that we were ready, am I bummed about leaving my career behind, and some more questions along those lines. The other thing I wanted to do is talk about tips from other stay-at-home moms or homemakers that I have found online that have been very useful and that I'm going to try to implement and take into this new chapter of life. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you have ever been a stay-at-home mom, drop your comments below because I'm new at it. Obviously, this is day one, so I'm all ears to any tips that you have. That would be so fantastic. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so I've compiled a list of some of the common questions that I've seen online or that I've been asked as I've been contemplating this kind of change in direction. So just to set the stage and tell you kind of where I was before, I was a software engineer. So I went to school for aerospace engineering with a minor in computer science. My job coming out of college was a software developer. I did that for 3-4 years, and then I moved into a management position. So I've just been helping with like career goals and the day-to-day management of other software engineers, and that has been overall really good. Obviously there's been some ups and downs in the career, roles I've liked more than others, but overall I really enjoyed my job. So if I liked my job, how did I know it was time to quit? From the beginning, like my whole life I have wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, so that might be different. I know some of my friends say like, I could never be a stay-at-home mom, I can never do that full time. I need something else on the side to, you know, have adult conversations and be out of the house, and I like going to work and I'm super passionate about my job. So it's definitely not for everyone, and that totally makes sense. But for me, I knew that I always have wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, which is interesting because I don't feel like I'm necessarily the most nurturing person by nature. Like with my son, I think I am, but I haven't always been like the type that you would maybe imagine wanting to be a stay-at-home mom. But I have always had that goal to, at some point, be able to stay home with my kids. I've been thinking about it, ruminating on it, praying about it, and I decided to run all the numbers. We'd like to pay off our house at some point. I didn't want to put a huge delay in that. It's important to note that when I came back from my maternity leave, I went back part-time. So I was only working 20 hours a week, and thus my salary was cut in half. As my son got more mobile and he's crawling around and he really needs eyes on him like 24/7, you can't really just like set him somewhere and have him play with a stationary toy like you could when he was like 4 months old. So I knew that I was gonna have to have someone to come in to help watch him while I was working part-time. And so I kind of took, you know, the salary that I would be getting minus the cost of having someone watch him all hours that I was working, and kind of went through the numbers and realized the net benefit of me working wasn't as great as the benefit of me being able to stay home and being able to just fully put my attention on my baby. I brought those numbers to my husband, showed him like the payoff schedule of the house and stuff, and we together came to the decision that yes, it would be more valuable for me to be home than to be working. Plus, I like to go all in on what I'm doing. I don't like to go halfway or feel split. And as my son was getting more mobile, as I was trying to kind of do both, I just didn't feel passionate about my work anymore at all. I feel like my passion has just moved so much towards making a peaceful home for my family, making sure I'm fully present when I'm around him and giving him like the most fun day, and making sure his naps are on track and making sure, I can be available to put him down for a nap. And that has become like my full passion. And I was just feeling that like my passion for my job was not necessarily to that level. The final nail in the coffin was really, we got sick in December, like 2 or 3 different times. My baby was also teething, so the nights were kind of hard, and then I would wake up tired and then have to juggle like taking care of him and laying out our schedule perfectly and then trying to juggle my job. And it was just too much. Like that's when we really decided, okay, I think it's time. Because at some point we were saying, yes, I can at some point stop my job, but we're not exactly sure when. Over the Christmas break, we decided it was time, because if and when he starts teething again or gets sick again, it's just too much to juggle with me trying to do both. And for people who are juggling both, I definitely commend you. That is how we decided that I would be done working. What are your goals for becoming a stay-at-home mom? This was something that I liked because I'm a very goal-oriented person, and it forces me to think of actual goals. It's easy to just kind of like be lost in that every day, and I'm gonna try not to do that by having goals. But basically my overall goal, like I mentioned, is just to create a peaceful, calm environment and backdrop for our lives. You know, like I don't want things to be chaotic. I want everything in my house to have a home. And obviously with kids, things are gonna get messy and be scrambled, and you know, we'll have a lot of fun and have some messy times and stuff. But I want to make my life easier and less chaotic by having a place that everything returns to and being able to quickly reset the house. There's nothing worse than things being chaotic, things being messy, having a kind of a crazy day, and then you can't find your wallet, you can't find your keys, you don't know where this is, you don't know where that is, and everything feels more chaotic and messy and not good. So that is my #1 goal, is just creating a peaceful environment for my family and having everything clean and organized as much as you can with kids. I also do want to work on my hobbies. I have a lot of other things. I have a lot of other interests outside of homemaking. For example, I mean, like this channel, I want to start homesteading. I want to learn a lot of skills. Now, a lot of that overlaps with being a stay-at-home mom and a homemaker, expanding my cooking skills, my preserving skills. So YouTube is one of my big hobbies, so I should be able to make better videos and spend more time on them. Which brings me to, if you have not subscribed, make sure to subscribe now, because I'm trying to get monetized. So it would be super, super helpful if you subscribed and watched my videos. And also, if you have a video suggestion of a skill that I need to learn for homesteading or homemaking or being a stay-at-home mom, drop them in the comments, because I'm always wanting to show you what you would like. What am I most looking forward to as a stay-at-home mom? I think just the time that I will be able to spend with my baby, and if we have more babies in the future, I won't have to juggle like being pregnant and working and watching our current baby. So it's just gonna be more freeing and just a weight off. Everyone I told at work said like, this is a fantastic choice. You never get that time back. It is so good to spend this time with your kids. So just being there for all of the milestones and seeing and being able to fully focus on those, I think is just gonna be so fun. Like my baby is in such a fun age. He's 7 months old, and it's just a ball. Like he's smiling, he's laughing, he's so cute. And I just wanna be home with him. So that's what I'm most looking forward to. To wrap up this video, I'm going to talk about 11 tips for a stay-at-home mom. I found this great article and I thought it was good. If you're a stay-at-home mom, this might help you. And I'm gonna try to implement these as I start my new chapter. Also, my baby woke up from his nap, so he's playing his little activity center for a couple minutes, but you might hear him in the background. #1 is get yourself dressed. This one is kind of self-explanatory. When you get yourself dressed, it makes you feel better for the rest of the day. So I'm definitely gonna try to do that and not just wear like pajamas or workout clothes all day, every day. Mastering your morning or bedtime routine, it basically outlines that when you master your morning and afternoon routine or evening routine, it frees up a lot of time so that you can have some you time, and it kind of balances between your stay-at-home mom duties and your like self-care or kind of your you time if you need to refuel. The 3rd tip is to move your body. This goes without saying that exercise is good, but it can be like a walk outside, an actual workout routine, or you know, anywhere in between. Something to get your endorphins flowing, to get your blood flowing, and to feel better. Number 4 is to ask for help before you get overwhelmed. It says moms who are rocking their days know when to ask for help before things get bad. If they have too many things on their plate or want to run to the grocery store and post office without 3 kids in tow, they reach out to a babysitter, a relative, friend, or neighbor they can trust. So basically just says, like, before you have worn yourself thin, get some help. Seek out and nurture friendships is the 5th tip. Again, if you're only hanging out with kids all day, it could feel a little lonely, so reaching out to other moms or other friends. So reaching out to other mom friends or just other friends in general is very helpful in not being lonely, so I'm definitely gonna try to do that. The 6th tip is just rock your routine. This is saying that kids really like schedule, so like waking up at the same time every day, going to nap time at the same time every day, having a routine before bed, all of that will make for a more happy, healthy, and calm child. Number 7 is that your kid's sleep is non-negotiable. This goes along with the routine. If your baby always takes a nap at 1 o'clock, they say try not to deviate from that nap, or else, you know, your baby could get overtired, cranky. So it kind of goes without saying that you want to stick to your kids' nap times as much as possible. I've been okay at this, but I mostly go by wake windows, not specific times in the day that my baby has a nap. So if he wakes up a little bit later, then I move his naps a little bit later and I go by wake windows, but I might try to move to the more like concrete times of day. Number 8 is let your kids play by themselves sometimes. Independent play is important for their development and creativity. That allows you to get a few more things done around the house if you want. Another big tip that kind of goes along with this is to involve your kids in what you're doing. So if I need to fold laundry, I can have him help. It might take a lot longer, but you're playing with your baby, but also getting something done that you need to. Number 9 is be prepared for anything and everything. Like having emergency kits is good. So taking the time out to prepare for the day ahead, for the week ahead, and kind of knowing your schedule and being prepared. Number 10 kind of goes along with all this, make time to do you. So that goes hand in hand with getting those routines down, because if you have a well-oiled machine, you have these routines in place, you'll have more time to do things for yourself. And then number 11 is go easy on yourself. No one has the experience of being a stay-at-home mom until you are one. You're gonna learn, it's gonna be a process. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I'm telling this to myself too. Obviously, I have not experienced of being as a stay-at-home mom, but these are the tips that I'm going to try to implement in my life. I'm excited to start this new adventure. I think it's gonna be so great. And I will see you next week for another video where I am a stay-at-home mom and we will be talking more about homesteading, homemaking, and motherhood. So again, subscribe to the channel if you like that sort of thing, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye everyone.